Hey everyone, my name is MixedByColt. I'm a multi-platinum, #1 Billboard charting audio engineer, and I'm about to show my secret master bus. Thank you to Steven Slate Audio. You guys sent me the headphones, the VSX headphones, and I've been using them on every mix. I'm going to show you guys how I incorporate them on my master bus. The first thing I like to use is Soothe. You know, you should always start with de-essing. So Soothe, and I like to just go through presets and just see what feels right, what gets rid of frequencies I wanted to. So I do that first. That's Soothe. Then I use my secret sauce from IK Multimedia, Master Match. And Master Match gets a reference track that you like, that's like the song you're mixing, and then it analyzes it. Then it learns your song and it matches the frequencies. And you can choose if you want more frequency to match or less, or not even at all. But I usually do a little bit just to get it like a reference song. And then the next thing I do is use Ozone 9. So Ozone 9, I like to do the little master assistant on there. I might not use it, but what it does, I always turn off the limiter because I don't like the limiting it does. But I'll use a tiny bit of the EQ shape it does if it makes it better. And I'll do a little bit of the dynamic EQ it adds, and I'll leave that. But then what I always add in is an imager. And I'll image it. I'll make sure I take out the low end to make it mono. I make the low end mono, and then maybe a little bit of the hi-hats, or like upwards of 10K, a little bit more mono. Or I'll make it more stereo in the mid-range. But usually in my mix, I make it very wide, so I have no more room to push it. So usually stuff there. And then I put a little Pro Q3, where I just dip a little bit of the frequencies I don't like. Usually in 100 to 200. It gets muddier there, so I'll dip it if it needs it. If it ruins it, I don't do it. And then I might add in a little more body or take out a little sibilance or harshness. So Pro Q3. And then I use the God particle. It makes my mixes so much louder, like no other limiter. It's incredible. And then the 3 EQ control, I try not to touch them, but if my low end's too much, I can just turn down the low end knob a little bit. And then I go into Elephant. This is a great limiter I love, and I like this more than Pro L actually, but I use Pro L a lot. But this limiter just feels it has like a lot of body to it. So I'll always make sure my ceiling is at -0.05. I found that's the sweet spot, so when you put your songs on social media, your Instagram, they're not going to clip. So I'm basically just using this last limiter to make sure I'm hitting that ceiling of -0.05. And then span. So I'm always checking my mixes through span. So span analyzes the frequencies. Oh, my CPU. I'm always running out of CPU. I can see if there's any phasing problems. The stereo is louder than the mid-range, so I can see both. As you see here, the red is my sides and the green's my mids. So I'm always checking the spectrum. And then I use listen to. I send it to my iPhone, the stream. So I'm streaming from my iPhone so I can hear a mix how a user, consumer would hear it on their iPhone. And I'll do this in real time because sometimes the mix will sound perfect everywhere, but then you go to the iPhone and you're like, dang, it doesn't sound good. But you know what's most important is for it to sound good on the iPhone, because everyone listens to it on the iPhone first, even before they go to the studio. And I'd rather it sound better here and a little worse on the speakers than bad on the iPhone. So I want it to sound good everywhere, but you get my point. And then the final thing I do to check my mixes is use Steven Slate VSX headphones. So these are extremely important because I make sure I reference through everything. This is my last final touch I always use. Okay, so I put these on and I can hear what it would sound like in the car. I can hear what it would sound like in Steven Slate's mix room. I can go to the mid-field monitors, the near-field monitors, the far-field. I can go into an electric car. I can go into very famous studios such as Energy Studios and also choose near-field, mid-field, far-field. And it's extremely important because I can reference all these professional places at once. And so I know if it sounds good everywhere, it's going to sound good everywhere else. So yeah, guys, these are my secret sauce. I feel like I have a huge advantage with these because I can hear all these professional rooms, while even if I'm in a room like this, I still need to make sure it sounds good in all those rooms. And especially with headphones, you can hear little details that you can sometimes miss with big speakers. So always have to check with headphones regardless, but these are the best headphones you can check with. So now that you guys have seen my secret master bus and my secret headphones, which by the way, I love these headphones so much that I do now have a referral code for them. So DM me on Instagram at MixedByColt if you want the referral code. So yeah, thanks guys.